What is the stored procedure? We discussed about stored procedure, but you don't have to have the in-depth knowledge on how to create a stored procedure in SQL Server at this moment. It's too early to discuss about this topic for the sake of continuation, right? The training should have the proper sequence. Otherwise, it will not be good. So for that reason, I have started with the how to invoke a stored procedure in SQL Server. But right, so I explained to you what is stored procedure, and stored procedure is nothing but we are grouping the set of SQL statements. Sometimes we need to use the complex. Sometimes you want to reuse it, right? Reusability, that is very much important. If somebody asks you what is stored, the first answer is supposed to be reusability. We create stored procedure for reusable purpose. We can use it as many times as you want it. Simple example, you want to find out the net salary for an employee. Let's say you have office across India in different locations, and you have almost 5 lakh employees are there in your company, and each employee the salary needs to be credited, or deposited every month first, right? So in that case, what will happen is you need to calculate the net salary for each employee. You need to subtract the deductions from their earnings. But it's not as simple as how we think, because large enterprises, they have different types of employees, right? The people with different bands, employees with different bands and different salary, they have it, and they have different variable components. So it involves a bit complex business logic to compute the net salary. In that case, let's say, in your corporate office, you have created a stored procedure by implementing all the complex logic. Okay. And that procedure, stored procedure, all you need to just give all the component, like, simply pass, hey, this is the basic salary for this employee. You don't have to pass it. Once you specify the column names for the corresponding parameters, it picks up automatically the data from the respective columns, and it does the computation, and it gives you the net salary. That's all. This is a simple example, okay? You have done it, you tested it thoroughly, the storage procedure, working fine, and it produces the correct or accurate, or it computes the net salary in a very acute way. So what you're doing now, you decide to share the same stored procedure to other location people. You tell them, hey, take up this stored procedure. You can only need to just pass the columns to these parameters for this specific stored procedure. It automatically gives you the net salary. So in that case, you are saving time from other location people also, right? Reusability. You are asking them to reuse the stored procedure which you created it in your corporate office, or in a place, right? In a centralized place, you created it, and you are now everyone, across the locations across the globe, in your different branches, they can start use the stored procedure. They don't have to do the manual calculation. Okay, it's a reusable. Something like ready mix in our home. We want to prepare something because some relatives, they visited us. They gave us surprise visit, but you don't have time to order it, and also you don't have time to go and buy it from shops, all the ingredients. What you do is just order the ready mix. It has everything in it. Only thing right? So you know what is ready mix, right? So at home, our parents, they use ready mix to cook everything. Okay, so it's something like ready mix. Once the ready mix is there, you can use it for your house. You can give it to your neighbor also, or the relatives also. You can give it to them. For example, prepare pickle at home, right? Your relative visited your house, and you can give it to them, because once you create it, you can share it to many people. They can reuse the same thing. The same analogy is applicable, or principle is applicable here also. Okay. It's a set of or it's a collection of one or more SQL statements, but this one will get compiled once, okay, and consolidate data from different sources. For that kind of situation, we may use SQL stored procedure. Different data sources, my data is there. Want to combine everything into a single thing. So, and right, for that purpose, and also we want to append the historical or incremental data. and you want to combine the queries with different filters or business logics, right? You can apply to those queries against your data, right? So in that kind of situation, we'll use the stored procedure. The advantage of this one is it will improve your performance because every time you don't have to compile your parse your query, and you don't have to compile it, right? So once once you create a stored procedure, once you execute it, it will get pre-compiled and then right pre-compiled, okay, and the query get parsed and then it gets pre-compiled, okay. What is parsing? Parsing something like, whenever you execute any query, the SQL engine behind the scene, what it does is it checks whether the syntax is correct, everything. In case of syntax error, something like that, it will throw an error. For example, I just go back to my, so here, listen, if I give select star from dim location, if I click on this execute button here, it says invalid object name dim location 1. Okay, so that means, this table is not available. Okay, if I give the correct name, still it shows invalid object name because here I need to select the database name. So even after selecting the database name, and if I execute this one, it works fine. But if I give the wrong table name, if I execute, it throws an error. So this error is thrown by your SQL engine behind this. And there's something called SQL engine. It's all part and parcel of this software. It throws in a saying that it checks, right, whether your query is correct. Syntax error, for example, instead of select, I put select. For example, I give the correct table name, but here I made typo here. It gives a syntax error. It checks whether your query is correct or not. This is called parsing. Parsing, P-A-R-S-I-N-G, P-A-R. Yes, a parsing. Okay, it does the parsing and then it does the pre-compiling everything. Okay. So here the syntax mistake is there. It throws an error. You need to give the correct syntax, even though this table is available. If you don't give the proper syntax, right, proper keyword name, it will throw an error. Okay, all the blue colored ones are the keyword. And for example, if I specifically select one here, the blue colored went off, right? That and then this word got underlined with the red color. With that, you can understand something wrong with the syntax. You need to correct it, you need to fix it, fine. So the role of SQL engine is it parses, right? Similarly, once you have all the groups, see here we have joined two tables, and if you have multiple queries, right, you can combine them together. Right, so in that case, what will happen is it will improve your performance, code reusability, it enhance the security, encapsulation of business logic. All your logic, you put it here, right? So this logic, this stored procedure, what it does is it abstract away all your underlying logic. You don't have to be familiar with what logic they've given it here. Okay, they've written it here. Okay. The only thing is you need to call this storage procedure using execute command. Okay, execute this stored procedure and then pass this value to this procedure. That's all. Okay. So here it in encapsulation of business logic, enhanced security, and code reusability, right? So it improves the performance. It's right. So enhanced security is yes, you can, since the logic everything mentioned here, right? So people need not to see what logic you have written it. Simply they have to use execute command to do this one. That's all. Okay. You can restrict the user to view the query also. So review this stored procedure also. Okay. So in that way, people may not be aware what logic that you are in. For example, in the case of e-commerce site, how many of you are aware how do they arrive the shipping cost or the delivery fees? There is a difference between these two, right? So how do they arrive the shipping fee or delivery price? We make a guess, right? We can make a guess like, hey, Swiggy is charging us this much delivery fee. This depends on the distance. Distance could be the one of the factor, but exactly we do not know what other factors they are taking into account. Even in the case of Amazon, how they are doing. So they have hidden the logic behind this, and all we need to just choose the items whatever you need. It gives me, when you click on the checkout, after you specifying your address details, everything, it gives you the shipping fees, right, or the delivery fee. That's all. The underlying logic, you don't know. Similarly, right, it abstract away. Abstract away means you don't have to be aware of what logic they've written it. Sometimes due to competition, they don't disclose their business logic to outside world. Okay. Right. Hence, it offers security, and you can encapsulate your business logic as part of that. Okay. We have executed this stored procedure. See, we have created this stored procedure in my SQL server, but I have executed this stored procedure from my Power BI desktop. It was working fine with the import mode, whereas when I tried the same command in direct query mode, it was throwing an error. Okay, just to refresh your memory quickly, I just go to this Power BI desktop and get data and click on SQL server. I just click on advanced options because already I copied it. Yeah, and here instead of I don't remember the the server name and all. I just copy it and then go back here, and then here I just give the data warehouse name. This, though it is optional, better we will give the data warehouse name. It's good. Okay. The same stored procedure is working with import query mode, whereas here it is not working. I just hit the OK button. Though it loads, it shows the data and all, it is not working there. Look here, we can see the data here. If I hit load here, um, it is not loading, it was throwing an error. Instead, I'm going to click on the transform data. See, there are some interviews, they will give you online test. Most of the, where the employers, where I've seen, they give work from home option, remote job, right? They first expect the associates to complete the online test, and then they will have the um, virtual interview. You need to enable your video. You need to show your face. They will conduct the interview. Okay. Look here, query file. Here you can see the data. Okay. And I'm going to rename it here. I'm going to say sales performance, something like that. Okay. Or week 4 sales. When I close and apply, currently we are in Power Query Editor. Okay. When you click on the transform button, it will open up the Power Query Editor. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, so in that case, they will give you some sort of query like this, okay? And then they'll ask you whether this stored procedure will get executed from your Power BI desktop in direct query mode. See, even though I hit that load button, I would have got the same error. This is what we have seen it in the last session. Instead, I hit that transform button. Though I could see the data, everything, and I renamed the query also, but still it shows some error here. Okay. Why is that? Is there any issue here? Yes, in direct query mode, you cannot execute a stored procedure with parameter. Stored procedures with parameters are not supported. Interview question. Got it? So that is an interview. I just write it here. You have changed week 4 sales. I'm going to the only option is discard. If you click on apply changes again, it will throw on the same error. Unless and until you click on the discard changes, it will not work. So sorry, I kept my stylus pen. Oh, it is there here. One sec. Stored procedures with parameters are not supported. Okay, in direct query mode. Okay, direct query mode. They will ask you what are the limitations of direct query mode. We can tell this one also. In the last session, we have seen order by. When you use order by in your select query, it was not working with the direct query. It was throwing error. That is one limitation. The second limitation, stored pages with parameters are not supported in direct query mode. Okay. So, okay, next one is, okay, how do you, so if you say no, if it is not supported, that doesn't mean you're not supposed to work, right? So what is the alternative? How do you resolve this? I need a report, but you need to call this, the only way out is as a report developer, you need to call the stored procedure. That stored procedure will give you the, it will return the data based on the value that you pass it to the parameter. So what is the value? Chennai. In this case, I have used the value Chennai, CHN, right? But this is the one we need, or you can use any city, but you don't have direct access to the table data. You cannot see the underlying logic, everything. You have to use this. What is the way out? The only way out is you need to create a parameterized view. In the interview, they'll ask you. It's something like, you go to a doctor, you can tell them, doctor, I have this problem. And he says, no, we don't have that facility here. But what is the next question that you will ask? What is the next question you will ask? So what is the alternative to cure this one, doctor? Right? Or doctor says you need to take MRI scan. You say I don't have money. What is the alternative? What is simply right? Maybe right you are getting giddiness and you have frequent migraine problem. Better you can take the what is that cholesterol controlling tablet. Maybe you have some blocks in your brain. Take the cholesterol controlling tablet and take what is that some blood thinners, right? Blood thinners and cholesterol controlling tablet may be helpful for you. This kind of a first aid. Right? Similarly, we have a problem in direct query mode executing the stored procedure that has parameters in it. Okay, what is the way out now? So the other way we can create the parameterized view. This is a solution. They'll ask you the solution also. So you need to create the parameterized view. Create a parameterized view. So what do you mean by parameter? There is nothing like parameterized view. Okay, and all we need to just create a view. For that view, in Power Query Editor, we have something like parameter. So what we'll do is we will use that parameter to filter that view. Okay. So what I am going to do is I am going to simply copy paste this one. Instead of using the parameter in the stored SQL Server stored procedure itself, I'm going to use a Power Query Editor parameter to filter this one. Okay. So here I'm going to the syntax is create or alter view. Let's this is something like ASP stored position. So, okay, this is a view, right? So in that case, we can use V. Start with V. If it is a view. So what do you mean by view? View is another object. It's kind of a pointer to your query. Okay. Even with the view, you can abstract away the logics that you have. See here, I'm joining multiple tables. You don't have to worry what keys that I use to join these two tables. Right, with the help of the view, simply select star from here, it will give you the output. Okay. View here join. We'll give some meaningful name. Join location sales fact. And then next line you give as. And here you cannot use parameter because only in stored procedure and stored function you can use it. Here what I do is from dim location, I'm going to remove this on. We need to give on. Yes, already I mentioned on location key. That's all. Okay. Create view name as select star from. Let us click on the execute button. Let's see whether it is a view function looking specified more than once. Okay. Here d dot location key and s dot location key. Okay. Column names in each view must be unique. Procedure. Okay. create view. Any of the view creation, we need to do it. So create view name as select star from digging location D. Mm, join, it's correct. Select yes. But here what is S is D dot location key, S dot location key. Okay. The S dot location key, it has multiple rows. Column names in each row or function must be in it. There is something wrong here. Okay, let me see. In that case, what you do is right. Simply you copy this one. Only option is we'll go and check it in Google. Let's see what is the solution given by. Simply you paste it here. Just press enter. Employee, okay, employees is more than us. Here, yes, given, yeah. Either you can use this way or you can use the other way, inner join. So here I have used the join and the inner join, right? Both of them are same only. What is this is your name as okay. I need to use the parenthesis. That doesn't matter here. From employees and inner join sales fact. Yes, on or else what I do is equivalent to D dot location. The ANSI SQL query, we will use it here. Inner join sales dax, sorry, comma. What I'll do is the traditional way of using that I'm going to use. Where S dot location key is equivalent to D dot location key. Okay. Sometimes, right, you may tend to may not be so there is something wrong here. View. Okay, we joins is specified more than once. Column and looking view or okay. What is this in this case? Location key is common, right? Maybe using location key we can specify. No, this is not working here, right? Okay, here sales selects or from employees, okay, and D. Okay. What I will do is mm, first we will check if this query is working fine or not. It's doing perfect job. Then what's wrong here? Create view name. In SQL Server, there is some other rule. It is specified more than once. Location key. Okay. Okay, what I will do is anyhow to explain how to use the parameter in Power Query. It's too early to discuss now on that. So that one is part of our Power Query topic. Okay, that time I'll explain you what is parameterized view. Just save it, okay, in your mind. I'll be covering that time. It's too early to discuss. So we need to create a view to overcome that issue and the output of that view, right? Or else simply we can use this query, instead of using that, right? We can simply execute the SQL command here instead of this another way. We can create a view, parameterize view that we can parameterize it here. But thing is, if you take this query, sorry, if you take this query and then if you execute it here, this kind of, your view only, right? You can execute the query here because we don't have any order by anything. There are no issues. And here I just go back here. Even view is not required, parameterized view. That also I will show you, don't worry, okay, how to create parameterized view and retail data warehousing. direct query. I'm going to hit OK. Now it is working fine. I am going to hit load. Instead, transform data. I go here. It's a direct query mode. Hence, we cannot see the data in your data view tab. Instead, you can see it in your Power Query editor. This is the one as query from. This for our understanding. Okay. Stored procedure. Rock. Stored procedure. This is for our later purpose. Okay. Here we have the location key column. So we have two location key 2 and this is the one is causing the problem, right? So location name, location key 2 and what else we have? Do we have location key column? Instead, I just click on file, close and apply in the interest of time. Specify multiple times for source query. Okay, this is the problem. Okay, let me just discard this. We'll try the same thing. First, if you encounter any error, don't get bogged down. You just try with the import mode and check whether it is working fine or not. Retail warehousing. Make sure that you are giving the correct name, okay? Otherwise, you will end up with some issues. The database name is retail data warehousing, right? Okay. Data warehousing. Now I'm in import mode, hit OK. I just hit load instead of going to transform load. First, let us check if this query is working fine in import mode. Though it is producing the output correctly in the SQL server, the SSMS utility, we need to check if the same query is working fine first of all. Yes, it is working fine, right? Even the same query is not working correctly in the case of direct query mode. Okay, because if you use, as I told, if you use the complex queries also, it is causing problem. Okay, best thing you create a view, and then with that you can overcome that issues. That we will discuss it as I cover the parameter topic in Power Query Editor. Okay, that time I will explain how to overcome this issue. Okay. So now the query is ready, okay, but we want this query to be loaded in direct query mode. You are not supposed to download because of security reasons and limitations with your hard disk, right? You cannot store because this query, let's say, it produces 50 million records. In your laptop, you don't have that much. If you need, or in your desktop, right? It requires a lot of space. Ideally, you need to use it. The query is working fine in the import mode. Due to limitations, with the direct query mode, the same query is not working. So how do we overcome the limitations? We need to create a view. Okay, so only then it will work. Let me just, okay, I'll just show you here for the sake of continuity. Let me see. Maybe because of the limitations, right? But here it should be what is wrong here? Let me just create view name. Everything is correct. But it gives me the underline thing right here. Incorrect syntax. You must be the only statement in the batch. Okay. Okay. What I will do is I think there is. I don't have to use that one. It seems. because I work in multiple things, vector database, and so vector database very the latest one. Okay, I think because of which okay here otherwise yes it is expecting us to, for example, sorry, create view name, and as you need to specify here, select here I just say the d dot location key, d dot location key, comma s dot location key. Okay, from location and join all the things. Okay, and select from, but still it shows this same issue. Following each your function must be unique. So in Power Query Editor, so this is the first step. In Power Query Editor also we need to specify the unique column alias there, but with this it should work. I think something wrong here. Sales fact yes, on dim location D, create view name as there is a already object name. Okay, already one thing is there, but still syntax incorrect syntax must be the only statement in the batch. Create view. Okay. So what I will do is I'll just put go there, and I'll just put go here. 46. It is okay. 46. New function is specified more than once. Your column name location keys mention more. Even more than a column each view function. But in Oracle, it pretty simple. Create or alter. So all you need to do is in Oracle, simply say create alter view, create or alter view, and that's all. This is how it works. I need to give as here, only then it will work. If I give as, that one is getting problem. Sorry, I just go back here one more time. You name as, that's pretty simple thing, right? Okay, maybe is telling like this. You name as inner join. So I have used the join, right? So instead I can use inner join. Yeah, emp number. Maybe emp number. Maybe I think this one should work. And here, but here what he does inner join. Inner join. So this is the last attempt. Okay, we will proceed next with using the location key. We will directly specify the location. But if I specify this way, I tried this way also using location key. In this case, you don't have to have this one. Select star from dim location D inner join with your sales fact table using the same thing. Yes, everything is correct, right? Or else I just use dim location, inner join, and here sales fact. Using employee here the location you have to specify location key. First, let us check, are there any column names problem here? Dim location, I just expand it here, and then columns, I'll just check the location data type, and the location gives n varchar. And in sales fact table, in case of any data type issues or something like that, right? So location n varchar 255, everything is same. Here location key, yeah, in location n varchar 18, here n varchar 255. Okay, but the width also some problem here. So I just go here, modify it here. But that is not required, but still backend version is not supported. Okay, we cannot modify that. Okay, other one is like you mentioned, E1 dot location key, comma E2 dot location key. Last attempt, okay. Otherwise, we'll proceed, but don't worry, I will explain you in the later session. Okay, location key is equivalent to E2 dot location key. Syntax, right? It will vary from one RDBMS to other RDBMS. Means, you may not be able to remember. Create view name as select even dot employee number. Okay, from this one. Inner join with sales fact thing, and on E2 location key is correct only, but it is throwing error. Ingress index near where? Okay. Here I'm using inner join, right? On I should use. There are two ways you can join the tables. Location, column name. Each view or column names in each view or function must be unique. Okay, there is some other issue. I will just come back to this one later point in time. Okay, and so remember one thing. Stored procedure with parameter, you cannot use it as part of direct query mode. The only option is you need to create a view, or you can use the query, same query here, because the same query is also not working, right? In our case, because that query, we have joined the tables, but when I execute the query alone, it is working fine. That query, if I use it directly here, it is not working direct query mode also because of limitations. And again, when I try to create the view in the source system, there is some syntax that I need to work on it. That is my issue. That I will come back to you in the next session. Okay. Now the situation is, yeah. So what the situation is? Yes, you assume that we have created the view. That view we need to deal it using the parameters, Power Query edit parameter. That we will do any of that is a separate topic. That point, I'll explain you about this one also. How to overcome the limitations. That part with the parameter topic in Power Query that I'll explain later. Okay. But hope you got an idea what is a stored procedure, why we need to use a stored procedure, what are the advantages of stored procedure, and how to create a stored procedure. You have seen it, and how to invoke the stored procedure also we have seen it. And the limitations with the Power BI direct query mode, we have seen it.